إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad is his prophet and his messenger. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the topic of our khutbah for today, inshallah, we're going to talk about envy and jealousy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us with two kinds of tendencies. We have tendencies. After He created us, He put two different tendencies inside us. The other one is called, the first one is called the evil tendency. And then we also have a righteous deed tendency to do good and give charity. So it's two different tendencies that Allah has created in us. All of us around here, we're walking with. And Allah has said in the Holy Quran, وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. This verse of the Holy Quran, you can find the both tendencies. Allah has said He created the soul that we have in us. And Allah made us mix some people who the soul evil. Evil is created in them. Wataqwaha, Allah make fear of Allah. That's a consciousness of Allah in some other part of evil. In some people's heart. Or both of them can be in our heart, and then Allah asks us to use both of them wisely. That's why it's in this high ayah. And normally what we do, inshallah, we will ask Allah this ayah all the time, this dua. Allahumma ati nufusana taqwaha wa zakkiha anta khairu man zakaha anta waliyuha wa maulaha. As a human being, these tendencies are busy inside our chest. It's bothering us. So what we do, we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What we say all the time. As soon as the day break, what you're supposed to say, like the young man was reciting dua. Dua is mukhal ibadah. We have to make dua at all times. What we will say, we ask Allah, refuge of Allah to clean our heart. If Allah clean our heart, we should ask Allah again to take away from our heart all type of impurity, jealousy, and envy. Back to our topic, inshallah. Islam has attached very important to this issue, the issue of envy and jealousy. There is a hadith, very famous hadith, that was narrated by Abu Huraira. Abu Huraira said in the authentic hadith of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, قال رسول صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تحاسدوا ولا تناجشوا ولا تباغضوا ولا تدابروا ولا يبع بعضكم على بيع بعض وكونوا عباد الله إخوانا المسلم أخو المسلم لا يظلمه ولا يحقره ولا يخذله التقوى ها هنا وأشار إلى صدره 3 مرات بحسب امرئ من الشر أن يحقر أخاه المسلم كل المسلم على المسلم حرام دمه وماله وعرضه. What is the translation of this powerful and famous hadith? Rasul said in this hadith, do not envy each other. Muslims should not envy your Muslim brother, no matter what. Don't envy your brother. Do not outbid each other. You know what I call outbid? Outbid means like you go to the auction, somebody want to buy something, then you and the seller will agree, you know what, just say you can able to pay 10,000. And then because the business people, they know how to do all this. Some of them will raise their hand in auction. They will say, oh yeah, I can pay 10,000. He's not ready to even buy nothing, but he's just doing it So the next person will come and say, okay, you know what, I will pay 11,000. That's what I'll pay. All these things, inshallah, we're going to make a special khutbah about that. But today we're going to talk about the Ive only. But because of the importance of this hadith, we're going to translate the book, all the hadith. And then Allah has said, do not hate each other. And do not turn away from each other. You see your fellow Muslim brother, for some reason he did something to you which really hurt you, then you turn your back on that person. Don't do it. Wallahi, even though you don't necessarily have to have a conversation with him, sit down with him, laugh with him. No. The least thing you can do, when he hurts you and you see him, what are you supposed to say? Say Salamu Alaikum. Say Salamu Alaikum to him and pass by. That's the Muslims right on another Muslim. And then do not turn away from each other. Rather, be a servant of Allah. Be a slave of Allah as a brothers. Right here, you know, when I'm referring to brothers, I'm talking about brothers and sisters as well. So, but the hadith just simply say brothers, but we're talking about the both brothers and sisters. The Muslims, the Muslims is the brother of another Muslim. He doesn't wrong him. Don't wrong your fellow Muslim brother. And don't humiliate him. Don't humiliate your fellow Muslim brother. Nor look down upon your fellow Muslim brother. Don't look down on your fellow Muslim brother. Righteous is here, and Rasul pointed at his own chest. He said the righteousness, to be fear of Allah, to be consciousness, to be a good person is in your heart. It's not about the clothes, it's not about the beauty or handsomeness or anything. But the beauty, the righteousness, to be a good person is in your heart. Because it is Almighty Allah alone that can see that. He is the witness to that. He's the one that can look at it. And Rasul said, in completion, it is enough evil for a Muslim to look down upon his fellow Muslim brother. The entirety of the Muslim is sacred to another Muslim. Your whole entire life is a sacred to another Muslim. Any Muslim, fellow Muslim you see, so long as you say, Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, wallahi, his whole entire life is sacred on you. Meaning, you cannot shed his blood, you cannot tarnish his reputation, what we call, or in our American English, character assassination. Don't do that to your fellow Muslim brother. If you're a true Muslim, don't do that. Don't share his blood and his whole entire life. Don't even mess with his life. If you call yourself Muslim, why must you take gun and shoot at your Muslim brother simply because you have a small little misunderstanding? You are a Muslim and this fellow is a Muslim. And Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in another narration, he forbade a Muslim to fight another Muslim. That's why when we turn the television on or radio on, we see Muslim fighting another Muslim in some part of the world. And Rasul said, إِذَا أَلْتَقَى الْمُسْلِمَانِ بِسَيْفِهِمَا فَالْقَاتِلُ وَالْمَقْتُولُ فِي النَّارِ. If two fellow Muslims take gun or knife, they want to attack each other. And Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the person they kill, that person will go to hellfire. The person who killed, that person will go to hellfire as well. This hadith is so powerful. So many things we can come out of this one. And this one hadith, we can make even 10 different khutbah. But for today, we will reduce it to only one, which is the invade, because we don't want to be distracted. Whatever we say to him today, may Allah guide all to the straight path. The first thing in this hadith, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade us to do, like I said earlier. He said, "Wala tahasadu." Do not invade one another. That's why we're going to say this one hadith. This is the topic of it. But then the question is, what is definition of al-hasad? Because al-hasad is an Arabic word and the invade is an English word. What does al-hasad means? What is the definition of al-hasad? And then we will come down. What is the ruling of al-hasad? What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say about the envy? Envy your fellow Muslim. Allah bless him. Wallah, he is wealthy. What's your problem, brothers and sisters? What is your problem, sister? Allah bless your fellow man or your co-worker or your neighbor or your fellow Muslim with a bounty. then you invade that person. What is the ruling? What does Allah say about envy? What does Rasul say about envy? What does our religion say about envy? That's what we'll talk about today. And how can we get rid, how can we combat this envy, the jealousy? How can we fight it? So we'll start with the definition. The definition of the envy is desire for someone who has a blessing to be deprived of it. You sit down, this gentleman, he's busy with his life, Allah bless him, he purchased a huge house. That is the bounty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you sit down in the corner, you invade that person. That's what we call, that's the definition of envy. And then one of our Imam, his name Imam Ibn Hajar, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, Al-Hasad tamanni shakhs zawala ni'ma an mustahiqiyah. If Allah gave a blessing to your fellow man, you invade that one, and then it have a different category. We're not going to talk about that today. But here we would like to stop one thing. Why Allah attached so many important to envy? We have so many sins we committing or we commit on daily basis. But these sins are vary. Like for example, lying, or anger is something. If you act upon it, you get mad, with someone, and then you did not act against it. About it. You didn't act against it. Wallahi, Allah will not hold you responsible. Allah will not punish you because you mad with somebody. Somebody do something to you or hurt you. When you see that person, you get mad. So long you don't do nothing out of that anger, Allah is not going to punish you. That's the first thing. And then lying. Hey, you lie. That is between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said no one should lie. So if you lie, that is on you. But on the contrary, when it comes to al-hasad, when it comes to the envy, simply because you have it in your heart, you get sin. See the difference right here? The hasad, the envy. It is something is inside our heart, it's in our chest. Because you have an envy, because your brother purchased a car. You have an envy, you envy your brother because Allah blessed him with a knowledge. You envy your brother because Allah gave him with a position. You envy that person. Simply because you have it in heart, you don't even talk to that person, but because you envy him, you jealous over him, you get sin for that. Allah can punish you for that. That is the difference between the envy and the rest of the sin that we commit on our daily basis. Because la yukallifu lahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Second, like I said, another example is the anger. So if you are angry at someone, but you did not act upon that, you will not be punished for that because you mad at him. But like I said, the difference is because of this, the envy and the anger is two different things. Because the envy is in your heart. So you have to do everything to get rid of it. Okay. Compare envy to the beginning. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam compare the envy, the jealousy to the burning of the fire. The burning of fire of someone. Because of all the good deeds you do, Allah, our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, compare it to the house turned to fire to burn all your good deeds. That is the envy. That's what the envy can do. You can work, you can pray, you can make sawm, you can make zakat, you can get charity. But simply because of envy in your heart, what Allah will do? Allah will burn your whole entire good deeds simply because you have an envy. And then someone may ask, why if we can't question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but somebody may ask, Imam, why you say this? The reason is simple and profound. Because this envy, you envy someone, is like you fighting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because you disagree with the qadar of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The person who you envy because he's blessed with bounty, who's blessed with money, who's blessed with knowledge, who blessed with position. What is his fault? Is it he did it by himself? It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember when you spend 40 days in your mom's womb, the angel will come and they will write down what kind of provision you're going to get for the rest of your life. How long you're going to live. So while you're fighting your fellow man, and he had no role to play with this one, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that did it. That is answer for why. I can answer for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but as a human being, this is my own judgment. So you fighting Allah, you're not fighting that person, you're fighting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Having said that, we have come to the first break. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن الكريم وجعلني وإياكم ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. أقول ما سمعتم واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Alhamdulillah wa kafa wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyhi al-Mustafa. We're going to be very brief and it will be short and sweet. How can we know that I have envy in our heart? Maybe somebody in the congregation will say, oh, the Imam is talking about envy. So, but how will I know that I have envy in my heart? I will just